What's going on? It's Astronaut H, and this is the What More Do You Want Network. Now, in this video, I will be discussing the Philadelphia 76ers and going through basically how many games I think this particular team will win this upcoming NBA season. Now, the Sixers are coming off of a pretty good season in which they ended their season in the second round of the playoffs at the hands of the Boston Celtics, losing that series, and ultimately firing Doc Rivers behind that. And let me say a few things about the Sixers, right? Because last season I did make a bold prediction that the 76ers would win 60 games. They went out and actually won 54. They went 54-28 in the regular season, again, before losing to the Boston Celtics in the NBA postseason. Now, this year, after firing Doc Rivers, hiring Nick Nurse, a more defensive-minded coach, going out and acquiring Mo Bamba, not too much other than losing George Niang has changed for the Philadelphia 76ers. They reacquire Danny Green. They go out and get, again, a Mo Bamba and also a Patrick Beverly. So it's going to be a lot of, I say a lot of dogs, but the very interesting thing for the Philadelphia 76ers is what's been happening during the offseason, and that's been mainly with their star James Harden. And Harden hasn't been the most excited about management, especially Daryl Morey. Him and Daryl Morey have had a spat of words, I believe. Harden during the summer has said he will not be a part of any team that he's a part of in the future. Daryl Morey says, Harden is just saying certain things. And, like I said, it's been trade talks about Harden, trade talks about Tobias Harris, trade talks about the Sixers being involved with Damian Lillard. And it's just a plethora of things, which in turn, I believe, is not good internally as far as the team is concerned. You still have Joel Embiid. You still have Tyrese Maxey. And we know the Sixers are not trying to part ways with Tyrese Maxey at no point in any trade scenarios. Now, when I look at the Philadelphia 76ers and I look at the landscape of the Eastern Conference and I look at every other team I would put ahead of them, that will only mainly be like the Boston Celtics or the Milwaukee Bucks, because regardless, I still consider the Bucks a top tier team in the Eastern Conference. And even with them losing, right? Even with them losing to the Miami Heat last year, I still put them at a top tier team in the Eastern Conference. I look at the Sixers and I put them right there. Could they be better than they were a year ago? Of course. They have the talent. They have the MVP in Joel Embiid. Now, here's what I'll say about Joel Embiid and that MVP award. You got it. You got it. I'm happy for you. Now it's time for you to, show and prove on that. Can you go out there and do it again? That's yet to be seen. But what I will say is I don't want to hear the same talks about that MVP out of Joel Embiid as we heard a year ago. He got the award. That's what I'm saying. He won MVP. But the time to really turn up. Now, one thing about Embiid, I will say to his defense, he's hurt. He's been hurt, constantly. That's another thing. We look at certain games, even in the series, mainly against the Brooklyn Nets, where he was just falling all over himself and all over the place. And I believe that's what ultimately injured him. It wasn't nobody else. It was him not knowing how to fall correctly, if you can, at that size. And when I look at that, that's a very telling thing, because, again, big men do not last long in the league. The window of opportunity for the Philadelphia 76ers is right now. They cannot let this opportunity go by, with Embiid playing at this level, with Tyrese Maxey playing at this level, with, the right amount of role players. They can actually get it done. But it's going to take more. It's going to take more. Can they figure out how to, if not move Harden, to ultimately keep him happy enough for his trade value to go up and somebody actually does want him, you know, whether it's the Clippers, whether it's the Knicks, whoever, you know, deems James Harden to have some type of value in today's NBA. Can the Sixers find that and ultimately make a deal so they can make a push and make a run deep into the playoffs? Because at this stage, the Sixers are not playing for January, February, March. They're playing for May, June. You know, that's where your team has to be ready for. Your team has to be made up for the long push and the long haul of the NBA season. And I'm talking about the postseason when it comes to the Philadelphia 76ers. Now, a year ago, I did say that this particular team would win would win 60 games. And I'm not gonna go that far this year. I'm not gonna go that far and say they will win 60 games this year. I do see them being right there in the top 3 in the East. I do see them being top 3 in the East. Last season they did win 54 games. So I'm going to say the Philadelphia 76ers in this upcoming season, they will win 52 games. I'm going to say they're going to go 52-30 on the NBA season and be right there where they were a year ago. You know, that 1, that 2, that maybe that 3 spot, barring any type of injuries, of course, you know, mainly to like Joel Embiid or Tyrese Maxey or James Harden if he's still there. Can't forget about, you know, the others as far as PJ Tucker, Tobias Harris, Court Moss. They still have Paul Reed. They still have a nice nucleus of core guys. But it's going to be very interesting to see what a coach like Nick Nurse does in his first year with the Sixers. I believe their defensive prowess is going to be much better than it was a year ago because a coach like Nick Nurse, that's what he does. He's a very defensive-minded coach, especially if they have the pieces to put, you know, around him as a coach, you know, put the pieces in place for them to be successful. And again, like I said, I see the Sixers winning 52 games this upcoming NBA season. I see them making a run in the playoffs. But Sixer fans, until I'm proven otherwise, I believe this will be another season where the Sixers are not hoisting the Larry O'Brien trophy. They are one of the better teams in the East, but I feel like unless they figure out this situation with James Harden soon, that's not going to do anything but cause turmoil into their NBA season and postseason. So let me know what you guys think in the comments down below. Philadelphia 76ers fans, NBA fans, or if this is just your first time tuning into the channel, let me know what you think in the comments down below. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, hit that notification bell to know anytime a video is being uploaded to this channel. It's Astronaut H. This is the What More Do You Want Network, and I catch you guys on the next video.